Hello. My topic this weekend is perhaps rather a strange one. How to go off track productively. What do I mean by that? To any who happen to be finding my channel for the first time, I give advice based on my experience as to how to develop a regular study routine. I suppose that's my main message that I have to give across my videos and in my teaching in general is that really the key to achieving linguistic goals, language learning goals, developing what I call polyliteracy, the ability to read literature in the original languages and in a variety of different tongues, ideally from different cultures, times, and places. This is something that requires systematic daily regularity, really setting up a study habit and just getting into a fixed habit that you do relatively automatically is the key. That's what you need to do. It doesn't matter so much the method that you use, the material that you use, so long as you concentrate your activities upon focusing and paying attention and really being totally aware during a short chunk of time each and every single day. So that's my main message. I really do think that is the key to my success in achieving polyliteracy and helping other people to do that. That said, being humans, we have a tendency at times to become really captivated or infatuated with something that might want to kind of pull us away from a regular routine. So can we and should we go off track at times, or should we always resist that? This is a hard thing to explain, but I think, honestly, one ought to resist that in early stages of setting up a routine, setting up a habit. When you've finally made a commitment to yourself that I really want to make progress by setting up some sort of a plan, setting up some sort of a schedule and adhering to it, you need to do that. You shouldn't break that. You should not go astray from that until that habit is fully established. When is that? I don't think there's an objective answer. You can look around. People who write about such things sometimes say it takes 30 days or 90 days. It does take a while to really get into the habit of doing something so automatically that you don't need to think about it, and that when you don't do it, you don't feel so much guilt, but just some sort of, oh no, I missed something important to me yesterday. I don't want to. I can't let that happen to me the next day. The analogy we most often use with regular habits, say, is brushing your teeth. I mean, how many days are you so busy and so preoccupied and so overwhelmed with other things that you do not brush your teeth? That just doesn't happen. No matter what happens, you brush your teeth. And so a successful study habit is one along similar lines, that it just doesn't get interrupted. You delegate an hour or 2 or 3 to your mental cultivation, to the cultivation of your language skills, first and foremost, your literary skills, your mental acumen, your ability to develop your mind, to build in other ways of thinking, other operating systems, other languages that are really functioning within you. To get that going, yes, that depends on the language, depends on your prior experience, but that takes time. And you need to do that with systematic regularity. So I would say that while you are working on that, while you are establishing that, it's best not to have a fling, as it were. It's best not to go astray. It's best how not to do something other than that. However, a time will come when, if you work hard enough at it and you stay at it long enough, after 3 or 6 months, after a year, you have a fully ingrained habit. And at that stage, linguistically speaking, every so often you come across a new language, or perhaps a language that is not new, but just as one that you haven't studied in a long time, and you become totally enamored with it, and you become really eager to just plunge yourself into it. I think that it's not harmful and possibly very profitable to allow yourself a break from your schedule at this point, to allow yourself a break from your regularity, to say, well, let me take a week to immerse myself entirely in this one language and really just really get a feel for it, really, just rekindle my love for it, or kindle it in the first place, or explore it, or find out what makes this exotic new phenomenon so utterly fascinating and interesting to me. So I think it is profitable in this sense to go off track from your regular schedule in order to have this kind of exploration, not too often, but every so often. If I may, just as an example, to divide the year into quarters. 3 months of spring, 3 months of summer, 3 months of fall, 3 months of winter. Perhaps in each quarter, you might allow yourself, once the habit is established, to take a week, take a break from that week, and go and really just throw yourself head over heels into a fling with a new linguistic love, as it were, and see what happens. I think that resisting that all the time, if you feel a need to do that, is probably going to be harmful to you. Exploring that might show you that this is a language that you perhaps wish to integrate into your regular systematic schedule, or perhaps you wish to give more priority to, or perhaps this is something that will make you totally reconsider and reevaluate your linguistic goals, which is something that you should do on a periodic basis anyway. But yes, this is something that one definitely does not want to do in earlier stages, at just some sort of random basis before you set up an established habit of doing something at a regular time each and every single day. But once you've got that down, to allow yourself an occasional break to explore in depth some other phenomena, I think that that's perfectly valid and something you ought to do. So, I hope that was interesting and valuable to you. And as I try to close my videos these days, I would really like to offer that if you are somebody who likes to listen to me talk, you like to listen to my advice on language learning, first and foremost, developing polyliteracy in particular, that ability to read multiple languages, and just developing discipline, developing a systematic study habit, that I have many classes in my virtual academy, particularly a course, a circle that I call it, in Principles of Polyliteracy, where I talk about exactly this kind of thing in great detail, and where you can hear me talk at greater length and also interact with me, ask me questions. So if you would be curious, interested in having any sort of sample class in my academy before you even consider signing up for it, please write to us and ask for a link to the class that you would like to visit, and you are more than welcome to do so at any time. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you again next week.